When you think of an anime set in a dark, dystopian, futuristic city where crime is abundant, where neon fills your lungs and each frame is filled with style, you would most likely think of Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Ghost in the Shell, or Psycho Pass, which are some of the greatest anime I've ever seen. But we won't be talking about those today. Akudama Drive is a hidden gem of an anime that came out in 2020 that is sensational. It is set in the metropolis of Kansai, where the night is filled with bright screens, and underneath all that light dwells the criminal network of fugitives called Akudama. As the countdown ticks closer to zero for the execution of an infamous Akudama named Cutthroat, who killed 999 people, we follow the story of an ordinary girl who, after a series of misfortunes, gets mistaken for an extremely skilled Akudama named the Swindler, and finds herself in the middle of a police station. A message gets sent to skilled Akudama to rescue Cutthroat for 100 million yen. Who sent the message is unknown, but the money is far too enticing for them to turn it down, and our Swindler gets caught right in the middle. This event, this rescue, and this misfortunate girl all spiral into a fascinating story that makes you wonder, who sent out the message to rescue Cutthroat? Why did that someone want to gather such highly skilled Akudama? And what is their true goal? And by the end, you won't be left disappointed. 4 Akudama come to rescue Cutthroat. One weak-ass Akudama stumbles into it, and then there is the Swindler. Each character is unique in their own way, and for me at least, it left me so curious about their backstories and how they ended up being who they are. There is the courier, who delivers illegal items such as weapons for dangerous people. He is a cool silent type that does his job and gets paid. And he has a sick motorbike to get the job done, that can go crazy fast, can drive on walls, has grappling hooks, and to top it all off, he has a revolver that he uses to get out of sticky situations. The hacker, a youngin that finds enjoyment out of breaking through security systems, and he enjoys the challenge. The higher the difficulty, the higher the enjoyment. But if he doesn't find something amusing, he couldn't care less. The doctor. She is a sexual mad scientist that uses people's lives and bodies for fun. She will save someone's life, but she will take the life of anyone who gets in the way. The brawler fights with just his body and fists. He has a love for fighting and wants to fight the toughest enemies possible, but is quite simple-minded. The hoodlum is one greedy bastard, imprisoned for low-level theft and blackmail. He is the kind of guy to act strong to the weak and weak to the strong, and will do anything to make himself seem better and get more money in his pocket. Each of these characters adds something to the group, be it an extra skill, knowledge, or just another personality that creates some fun or insane dialogue. Many anime fall short when it comes to making conversations seem normal or real, but Akudama Drive doesn't, because everyone is a criminal. A normal conversation was never on the table. The fight scenes also give you exactly what you want. Akudama Drive uses style and its array of unique characters to create exciting fight scenes and interesting combinations. Every fight may not have every Akudama, but may have different combinations of them, which changes how the fight plays out. Each character has different capabilities, and I know I talked about this before, but the courier's bike is so cool, especially in fights. He can use the grappling hooks to stab enemies, and he uses the bike to avoid being shot by sprays of bullets. Akudama Drive is dripping with style. This anime's original creator was Kazutaka Kodaka, but you might know him as the guy who created Danganronpa. It is quite clear that he made this when looking at the visual style, as character design choices are similar to those in Danganronpa. But if you take it at face value, this is an anime with some amazing animation, interesting character design, and a story that captured me and made me keep watching. However, this anime isn't perfect. A lot of the world building is done through exposition, characters blatantly telling us what happened to the world they live in. That being said, the story itself doesn't give clear-cut answers and leaves some mystery, which keeps the story and anime interesting. Also, despite Akudama Drive having such interesting characters, there is very little in the way of character development. While all of the characters are very cool and edgy, we don't learn much about them. We don't even get their real names. But I did appreciate how this show makes these Akudama, these criminals, feel like they are human. Despite everything they've done and their label as Akudama, they still have humanity within them. Be it their drive and motivation, or the way they act and feel, showing us they're not unfeeling monsters. The music in Akudama Drive isn't exactly special, but it does fit the genre well. It makes the hype moments feel fast and intense, and helps the emotional moments make you take a step back and slow down. And while originally I wrote off the opening thinking the song wasn't great, but as I kept listening to it, I enjoyed it more and more, and it really got stuck in my head. And the opening is worth watching just for the visuals alone. The ending feels like a crazy gear shift from the hype of the anime. It is calm and melancholic. While I don't think it is an ending that you have to listen to, it is a nice song. I believe that Akudama Drive was somewhat overlooked. Despite its problems, it is a fascinating story within a dark dystopian cyberpunk world, with incredibly interesting and unique characters. And with high quality animation and fun fight scenes, it should have been one of the best anime of 2020. But it wasn't. Instead, it became a hidden gem. So if you're even the slightest bit interested, watch it. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the support lately. I really appreciate it. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe.